Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be talking about the attributes of the next Bach flower essence, Gentian. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. When trying to determine which Bach flower essence to use, it's necessary to understand the characteristics and symptoms of the essence from a psychological position. This is because the Bach flower essences work on the subtle bodies of the human subtle anatomy field. For healing to take place, you need to look at the situation from this different level. So, what are the characteristics of Gentian? Gentian Bach flower essence is used for people who have a tendency towards a weak will and are easily discouraged. This Bach flower essence is used to treat people who have a tendency towards a weak will or lack of endurance, or have a tendency towards depression. There is a lack of determination about them, and they tend towards relapses. Gentian is used to treat all pathological conditions related to the tendency towards being easily discouraged. In daily life, it is used to treat discouragement and depression that is caused by failures and difficulties in life, or for people who tend to give up prematurely or are basically pessimistic. It is also used when there is a relapse in the healing process. The Gentian condition is characterized by a great talent for adaptation. When positively developed, the Gentian type is free of false desires, envy, or ambition, because they are convinced that fate will bring what is best. Without frustration or regret, the positive Gentian type can let go of goals or expectations that cannot be realized. When something does not go right for them, instead of being disappointed, they realize that fate has chosen another path for them, and so they optimistically follow the signs that point out the new way. Because the positive Gentian type possesses a thoughtful and introspective manner, they never fall into petty arrogance, but instead believe that the clever person will need to give in and admit to being wrong on occasion. The Gentian type thus avoids insurmountable problems and continues along the personal path unimpeded because of their basic cheerfulness and serenity. And as a result, these people are usually very well liked by those around them. When negatively expressed, the Gentian type's ability to compromise and defer to others can lead to a habit of giving up too easily, and their ability to accept fate can end up manifesting itself in pessimism. When faced with difficulties or challenges, the negative Gentian type will often say, "I knew it would turn out like this," or "I'll never be able to do it," instead of trying to find out how to solve the problems at hand. Setbacks do not challenge the negative expression of Gentian people. They do not stimulate the desire to find a creative solution, and so they will instead view the situation as a sign that it was simply not meant to be. In this way, they pass up many opportunities, often without justification, and then withdraw into themselves and so become despondent when their plans cannot be realized without resistance. Because of the tendency towards a weak will, a lack of determination and basic pessimism, they will often bring about their own failure. As a matter of fact, it often seems like they are looking for an excuse to give up. This self-denial and deference is so deeply ingrained within them that it prevents the natural desire for success and self-realization within these people. And so they become unhappy and depressed as a result. Depression arises in these people when their urgent desires are unfulfilled or when important needs are suppressed within them. Depression that doesn't seem to have a definitive cause is the case of Gentian syndrome. The real cause of the depression is the failures that are brought about by the Gentian type themselves, from their own weak will and lack of resolve. The Gentian type suffers not simply because of their own pathological weaknesses, but because of the consequences as well. Gentian syndrome can also manifest itself in the healing process of a physical body ailment. We see it in a relapse or a delay in the healing process after an initial improvement occurs. It almost seems as if the organism itself does not possess the strength to completely overcome the illness. Gentian is the Bach flower essence for strength of will. It is appropriate for people who are weak-willed, despondent, and eager to give up. It strengthens the will and increases the resolve and endurance and helps instill an optimistic attitude. Because Gentian has the ability to improve how a person handles setbacks in life, it helps a person to achieve a desired life goal. Gentian is also very helpful when relapses or delays interrupt the healing process. Success in life means achieving our goals. This can take place in one of two ways. Either we fight to reach our goals and forcefully overcome any obstacle that may get in our way, or, from the beginning of the goal, we instead choose a path that has no significant difficulties. The secret of the successful person is in their capacity to go after only what can be realistically achieved. Which of these basic strategies is appropriate depends on the individual's mentality. It would seem that the second method is more effective and the simpler of the two. The positively developed Gentian type is the ideal prototype of the successful person. They understand how to reach their goals without facing tremendous opposition or loss of strength, and by not allowing themselves to become caught up in hopeless ventures and skillfully avoiding all our obstacles. Their strengths, however, can become fatal weaknesses if people with an insensitive and combative disposition influence them, especially in childhood, and induce them to go against the tide instead of taking the path of least resistance. In these cases, the difficulties that appear cannot be dealt with simply, but must be overcome forcefully, which is not a natural part of these people's sensitive constitutions. It is no wonder that in the face of these inevitable failures that are encountered during this process, that the Gentian type will lose their optimism and courage and be ready to quit the venture at the first sign of difficulties or resistance. They become desperate and easily discouraged as a result. Some common combinations of Gentian with other Bach flower essences are as follows. Combined with Century, it helps with weak will and weak personality. Combined with Chestnut Bud, it helps with a lack of attentiveness that leads to a reversion to old habits. Combined with Clematis, it helps with weak will and a tendency to daydream. Combined with Elm, it helps with dejection and a feeling of pressure from stress and overwork. Combined with Gorse, it helps with weak will and hopelessness. Combined with Honeysuckle, it helps with weakness due to nostalgia. Combined with Hornbeam, it helps with pessimism and weak will. Combined with Larch, it helps with weak will and lack of self-confidence. Combined with Mimulus, it helps with yielding, deferential, and fearfulness. Combined with Mustard, it helps with bad moods and depression. Combined with Olive, it helps with exhaustion and discouragement. Combined with Scleranthus, it helps with relapses and recovery. Combined with Star of Bethlehem, it helps with weak will due to a psychic trauma. Combined with walnut, it helps with despair caused by a major change in life. Combined with wild rose, it helps with resignation and weak will. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.